All right, and this morning I'm going to tell you about a few things that are disturbing to me that I'm seeing here in Asia. And first, I want to say that on YouTube I have 199 subscribers, and I love every one of them. And I talked to a few of them. As Bilbo said, I know half of you less than half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you less than half as well you deserve. I think I got that right. Once I get to 200, I will buy a microphone for this thing so that I sound better when you listen to me. There are two ideas that I'm seeing happen in Asia, and then there's a third one that I'm not seeing because that's from the past. China's been putting out this idea of reunification with Taiwan by force if necessary. That's kind of a fantasy because force would be the only way. FDR convinced a free people in America to move towards socialism. And he did that by saying, we must provide for you. The provider. The Bible talks about God as the provider. Mom and dad should be the provider for the kids. Well, FDR said that government should take on that role. That was kind of a new thought. Well, that inched America toward socialism, bankruptcy. I mean, no money on earth is forever. You can nickel and dime away $1 trillion. It is possible, and some people think that it's not. It's just math. If you subtract one enough times, eventually you end up with zero from whatever number you began with. And that we need government to provide for us mentality is what introduces communist control to a free people. And it's the assumption there is that the money will never run out. Okay, but then you've got the Marxism that introduced communism to an oppressed people. And that's the Bernie Sanders mantra, which is why he was never going to win, because America's a free people. The oppressed sales pitch doesn't work on a free people. But that sales pitch, the selling communism to an oppressed people, is the rich took it from you, and we've got to use the perfect, holy, righteous, never wrong, impossible to be corrupted because we haven't seen House of Cards, government that will always be right and always be wonderful and is always above any problems, and we will use the government that can't be wrong to take control from the evil, rich, bad people who are only ever bad and evil and rich otherwise. Okay, well, both lines of thinking in communism eventually lead to North Korea. The only way you don't arrive at North Korea is if you aren't totally, entirely communist. So the more communist you are, the closer you get to North Korea. All right. I'll let history defend itself on that. Here's the concern that I have. That's the thinking of the invaders. And this was Nazi Germany. People say, having never seen a Hitler speech, people say that Trump talked like Hitler. Trump did not talk like Hitler because Hitler never raised any alarms. Hitler was compassionate and full of self-pity for the country. It was really, watch a Hitler speech sometime. He wasn't just shouting and waving his arms around. He would give this gentle speech in the beginning. We don't want war. We want peace. We try to talk to them, but they don't listen. You go on like this for a long time. And then after a while you get to, but we tried and they don't want to listen. Well, if it's war they want, it's war they'll get. And that's when you start waving your arms around and start invading other countries. That's how Hitler talked. And it's our right to invade and take from them. And it's kind of the Saruman speech when he was talking to the mountain tribes to attack Rohan in Lord of the Rings. All right. I'm seeing the same idea from Nazi Germany being pushed around and circulated in China. And I haven't been to China. I don't plan to go there because I use Facebook, so I'm a threat to their national security, so I'm not going to trouble them. But the ideas from the pro-unification people, China to invade Taiwan by force, they're sounding like Nazi Germany, and that means they're set up for disappointment. It's not good, and it's happening.